verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
So the man that was tender among us and very delicate, because in times past, we used to be like checking up on our brother, seeing how our brother was doing, asking if our brother was alright. But now, we're stabbing up each other. Our eyes have become evil towards one another. Because someone has a little bit more money than me, or a little bit, for example, because someone has a little bit of more money than me, I'm getting mad because of it. But it's a part of the curses, because we didn't listen to God's commandments. So he said that our eyes are going to be evil towards one another. Read on.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
And even towards the wife, the man and the wife are not going to get along. We're going to be evil towards them.
And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
And predominantly in the so-called blacks, Hispanics and Native American society, isn't it that the father leaves the house and the mother has to raise up the child?
That's the way our society made it.
But that's because we're under the curses of God.
That's right.
That's how God made it, because we didn't listen to his commandments.
Right.
And you want to know what some of those commandments are? Bring out your precept.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib, but Israel do not know, my people do not consider.
So, sister, an ox is another word for a cow or a dumb animal. And an ass is a dumb animal because it's a donkey basically. But those animals know where their master's crib is. They know where they reside. But isn't it the so-called black people don't know where they're from? They name themselves after landmass, Nigerian, Grenadian, Jamaican, all of these landmasses. But our people don't know where we come from. Bring it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
So the Lord, this was another curse from the Lord. He's going to give us madness, over to madness and astonishment of heart. Astonishment of heart is an astonishment of your mind, where we didn't come off of what the scripture said and we started to take up our own philosophy and do as we feel like. And we can't do that when God set out certain laws, statutes and commandments so that we can be princesses, kings and princes walking the earth. But now we're at the bottom of society.
Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So it's even prophesied that we're going to be called so-called black, Negroes, niggers. All of these words that are derogatory towards us, we're going to be seen as a king. Yeah, I know. But that's a proverb.
That's the difference. But this is the thing. This is how you take certain things. It's how you take it.
Yeah.
Right? And you see certain things here is wrong. And certain things just for instance people kids. What's a kid?
A kid is a baby goat.
Right.
That's why we don't call our children kids. We call them children.
Right. But that's what I'm trying to say. All of these things need to be eradicated. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
But they will be.
It starts with the school system. That you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on in the school system. Things what they're teaching in the school I don't agree with. You get what I'm trying to say? Because there's things what they're teaching in the school and I don't agree with that.
And even when you go to school and when we're in school, nothing applies to what we're doing in real life. Because we're just getting taught to be an employee. We're not getting taught to be anything else than a slave. So, and they tell us, and they taught us that. But it's all because of the curses. Now get me the big one, 28 and 68.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68.
Hold up, read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So this is another curse. The Lord said that He will even going to serve our enemies. And in slavery, who did we serve? And what did they look like?
Sometimes the enemy looks like some of them don't look like us. The enemy comes in all different shapes and forms.
Well, the enemy was predominantly called the Edomites, which is a biblical name, but they call themselves the white people. We have enemies on the face of the earth. Not everyone's our friend.
I know this. I know this a long time ago.
So, and we were under it, and they put a yoke of iron upon our neck, because it was to restrain us from reading the Bible. It was to restrain us from getting good knowledge. It was to restrain us from running away. But now we don't have a yoke of iron upon our neck anymore. It's been taken off, and we have a metaphorical yoke of iron upon our neck, which we have taken, and while we have taken the philosophies of this world to celebrate birthday, to do certain things that aren't right with the Lord. Because in Job chapter 3 and verse 3, it says that cursed the day wherein I was born. So why do people now celebrate birthdays? Makes no sense. Very appreciate.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So even the Lord is so omnipotent that He knew it before, that we were going to be serving Christian cross, Kaaba stone in Mecca. He pre-planned. He knew that we were going to be in these certain things that was of Him, of idolatry, because we were scattered from where our homeland is. Our homeland is Jerusalem, but we have been scattered through the earth. That's why we're in China, we're in America, we're in South America. Yeah, exactly.
Where do you get all of this Jesus from? Yeah, I'm trying
Jesus
to-
was the
and
name
you
of the
know-
first
and-
slave ship.
And you know another thing as well, that all of these names that they're giving us as well, that's not even the right name, because there was no J and there was no D. So where did they get Jesus from? It's Yahweh.
It's Yahawah.
It's Yahweh or Yeshua. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
The proper that's not the proper Hebrew translation, brother. Just to correct you, because I have to teach, I have to show you, and I have to teach you in love, right? It's the proper pronunciation is Yahawashi and Yahawashi. That's the two. Yahawashi is the Son, and Yahawah is the power Almighty. It's not Yeshua. That's what we miscombobulate sometimes. But it's Yahawah and Yahawashi. Try say it.
I can say all of them because I've traveled the world. So this is why I'm saying, this is why I wouldn't have stopped otherwise if I never see you lot like this. Because for you, like, you know what I'm trying to say, all of these other places I don't stop. You know what I'm trying to say. So when I saw you and I saw the brother here, he looked like somebody who I knew. So that's form of it. Yeah. So this is why I also stopped. You get what I'm trying to say? He said, you got 5 minutes? I said, yeah, I got 5 minutes. So I took the 5 minutes out to listen to what you got to say.
All praises.
And I like what you're saying. You get what I'm trying to say? Because a lot of it, I haven't heard before. And some of the work now, when you said the word, you put me something. Shut it up. And this is what I'm trying to say about the pronunciation. That's why I said to you, when they talk about all of this Jesus, the blood of Jesus, I don't want blood. I want the purity of the skies and the earth and the wind and the water. I don't need your blood. You get what I'm trying to say? Because wait, let me just stop you. Wait, see blood, right? You can make new blood from what you eat. So I'm trying to say from breeds and certain things, and that's why it goes back to what you eat and how what you.
Okay, and there's some commandments in the Bible teaching us what we should eat from what we shouldn't eat to keep our body healthy. We're gonna bring some out to you. Get me? But get me first Leviticus, and then we'll go back to them. Precept.
This is Leviticus 11 and verse 7. This is Leviticus 11 and verse 44. For I am the Lord, your Yahawah. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing.
So the Lord says, get me Leviticus 20 and verse 26, because I'm not going to speak from my own mouth. Because the word holy, you think, sing a bunch of songs and stuff like that. But holy is actually to do what?
Leviticus 20 and verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
So holy means set apart, severed. For you to sever something, when you have a sieve, it's a utensil in your kitchen. When you strain rice, you put the rice in the sieve so that all the impurities in the water can come out. So the Lord sets us apart from all these other people. So that's why we have law, statutes and commandments for what we can eat, from what we cannot eat. Because certain things we can't eat. And we're going to get onto that. Finish reading 11 and 44.
With any manner of creeping thing that creepeth up upon the earth. This is Leviticus 11 and 7. And the swine, he divided the hoof, and be cloven footed. Yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
Do you know what the swine is? Yeah, the swine is a pig. So we can't eat pig. Good.
You don't need to tell me that. I don't eat pork.
Okay, alright. We're gonna give you a little bit more. Read on down, because there's certain things in the sea.
And things that which have in there, I don't eat that, but what's in the truth that will not.
Good. All
Anything
praises.
I have doesn't have
Good. All praises. Read on.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcasses shall ye not touch, that they are unclean to you.
So we've already established that swine is pork, so you can't touch the pig's carcass. Just let it rot and die.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales.
So we can only eat fish with fins and scales. Do you eat shrimp? Pardon? Do you eat crab? Do you eat lobster? Don't eat lobster again. Good. Have you eaten mussels, clams, calamari, mackerel? Mackerel's a big one. Yeah, because it has fins but don't have scales. So we can't eat it. So the Lord set us commandments so that we wouldn't eat fish with fins and scales on. So that didn't have fins and scales on them, so that we could have our body and it could function properly, ultimately. So that's why the Lord knows what's best for us, and we don't know what's best for ourselves, because we think we can do anything, and the Lord doesn't like what we do. Certain things that we do, like sleeping with the next man's wife, we think it's okay. Society portrays it as okay, but it's not. Okay, cool. But I get what you're saying, but some people don't have to understand it like that. They
This
have,
is what I'm trying to say. Everybody see that this is the thing. Not everybody's gonna listen. Not everybody's gonna hear. So this is why you have all the certain things that's going on. In certain places you see certain things happening. You're wondering, bro, why doesn't this happen over here? The reason why is because they're doing wrong over there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And a lot of you see what I'm trying to say. Lying yourself right, certain things can't get into.
of course.
So I'm trying to say.
But that's
People ain't landing themselves. It's just like if you don't bath or whatever, you don't wash, you're gonna smell and certain things gonna happen to your skin. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If you don't have, it's like, alright, once you reach a certain age, your mom and dad's all certain community. So now you're good from that. It's now for you now
to
go out
have that discernment.
to have that, what's it called? To have
Discernment.
Right. To make sure you don't embarrass yourself. Don't also embarrass yourself first.
Okay.
Yourself first, you gotta remember, if you can't look after yourself first, you can't look after no one else.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to look
But
after yourself first.
I understand.
And then you can help others. If you're not in the right state of mind, you can't help no one.
And I
So
understand.
so you have to get to the right balance of life so you can help others. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. But bring out your precept.
Deuteronomy 28 and 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
So the Lord's, that's why we have cancer now in the earth now. That's why we have diabetes. That's why we have high cholesterol. That's why we have gout. That's why we have so many of these things which has driven us away from the Lord. Because it's another curse saying that every sickness in this book we're going to take up if we don't follow after his word. And that's what we did. Get me 68, the big one. But anyway.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee to Egypt again
Get me Exodus 22.
with ships.
Get me Exodus 22. Because Egypt is another word for... Who's got Exodus?
Exodus 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
And bondage is another word for slavery. So it's saying that I'm the Lord which have brought you out of slavery, and it says that the Lord's going to bring us to slavery again in ships. And how were we transported to the Americas, to the capture land Jamaica, to all of these places? Weren't we dispersed in ships from the west coast of Africa? So did we take a plane?
Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you this. This is how long we've
But-
been teaching people foolishness. First and foremost, disease. Yeah? You're talking about even in ship for 6 weeks, people wouldn't survive that. No matter how what's it called. So therefore, let me show you this. People was already in these places.
But
Wait,
people-
wait. Let me just finish what I'm saying. You're cutting what I'm saying, and I ain't cutting once. Right? There was people everywhere. Yeah? So when they're talking about there was people in, let me just tell you something. There was people everywhere in the world before all of this. Yeah? And I tell you this, you're talking about they enslaved them in the places where they was because they used trickery. They didn't right? Because they could never ever. If you got anything with all the diseases what's going on today, do you really expect people weeing and doodling on people?
But people that-
Wait. Let me just finish what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
but
really
we need
think-
to establish things in the Bible, that's why.
I'm saying to you, people couldn't. I'm not saying that wasn't, but people couldn't. And I'm going to show you something. The whole planet, that's why I said even before this, the whole planet was called Africa. The whole planet. At one point, before people...
Where did Africa come from? Africa is a name after a so-called white man called Leonardo Scipiano Africanus. That's where the word Africa came from.
That's right. But the whole world,
So-
before they segregate, before they change everything, the whole world, before it started to be America, Nigeria, the whole world was called Africa.
But
I'm
it-
telling you that. I'm telling you.
Brother,
I'm telling you.
brother, you got to understand, and this Bible is truth and knowledge. Bring out your precept.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a most rebellious.
So we're gonna speak this word unto you, brother, whether you listen or whether you don't listen, because our people are very rebellious when it comes to God's words. But
That white man named it, I'm just saying to you, at one point, the whole world was called Africa. I'm not saying it wasn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess the way also you might think I'm wrong, you might think I'm not wrong, but I'm telling you, I know what I'm doing.
But we have to come with facts, because we can't come out here and just talk our own thing. We have to come with the facts.
This is facts.
But I just told you, and have these people come from the Bible? Yeah. Have they said things out of the Bible?
Psalms 49 verse 11.
Get Psalms 49 verse 11.
So they've shown me things that wrong. So why would I be telling you what I'm
I understand.
crazy?
No. I'm saying that we've been taught a different way. That's why.
Psalms 49 and verse 11.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So this is what I'm trying to say. There's nothing wrong to disagree. You get what I'm
Bring it out.
I ain't saying you're not right.
Yeah.
But what you're every time what I'm saying, you're telling me I'm wrong.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that we've been taught a certain way, so that when I said that people get taught in certain different ways, is that we've been spoon-fed these things to separate us from
Yeah,
the
to
word of
segregate
God.
us from- not just to segregate
Yeah,
us,
but
Not just
it's
for
predominantly
the whole-
from God, because God is the one
of the land.
that has done all of this. Like what I said, isn't it that Hosea 4 and 6, Psalm 49?
Psalms 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
That's where Afrikaners came from, because the Edomites called their lands after their own names, and that's why we have that name, Africa. That's why we have America. That's why we have Europe, and that's why we have Asia. It's all named after the other nations. Brilliant precept.
Romans chapter 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar.
So that's why we come from the Bible. We have to come from the Bible for everything. I can't come out here and just speak my own words. I have to come from the Bible, because the Bible is facts. Curses that were put upon us came into fruition through it. Everything is written in this Bible. World War III is written in this Bible.
I ain't saying that what I'm trying to say. See, when you come from one side and someone comes from another side, translation, this is what I'm trying to say. Alright, let me just give you an example. You got American literature, yeah, and then you got also English, you got English literature, which is two different. Do you understand what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
to you? So this is what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying to you, you've got to understand that. I'm not saying from your book what you're saying, but certain
Not my book,
things
in
might
my
have been written in a different way. So from on the other side of somewhere else. You get what I'm trying to say? What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I understand.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, and I ain't saying that anything what you're saying was wrong. All I'm just trying to say, certain people learn things in different ways. So you got to take that into consideration.
I understand.
You get what I'm trying to say? That's all I'm saying to you. Remember, this is the problem, right? You got Christians and Muslims, and they're fighting against each other, but they both pray.
Because-
so how? But wait. So how does that
Because
make sense?
I showed you before in Deuteronomy chapter 20 and 61 that they were going to follow, our people were going to follow after idols, and those are idols. Christianity and Muslim. Exactly.
Because even the picture
The idols.
of Jesus is painted by someone.
By
you're
Leonardo
not
da Vinci.
So you shouldn't even follow that.
Yeah, cool. But that's why we come from the Bible, and that's why we're reading from the Bible and showing you certain things that are from this Bible, so that you can get this knowledge, and so that you're not confused with all of in this confusion. I know, I'm not saying that you're confused, but I'm saying that to make it more clear to you who you really are. Okay, so who are you? Cool. Yeah. But above all, you're an Israelite. That's how you are royalty. You are.
So everything you're telling me, all of these things are put out on my Facebook. Put these things there for months. So this is why you lot now evaporated and came there. Then you know what I'm saying?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto your own understanding.
So we got, brother, we got to trust in the Lord with our heart. Read it again.
Bro, this one before you go, yeah? Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
So just trust in God with your mind. Your heart is your mind, and don't lean to the other way and your own philosophy. But God ain't for everybody. God ain't for everybody. He's not for the Arab man. He's not for people that aren't of our nation. Nah. Get me
No, what I'm saying to you, when I'm saying that,
get me. Brilliant.
Proverbs 1 verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counseling.
So a wise man will listen and he will continue to take this on and try and come away from that. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm. No, I never. Yeah, give me a bit more knowledge, and I'm trying to give you the knowledge from the Bible, which is the truth.
This is the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 16 and verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
So, brother, what we're saying is that come back onto the Bible, read it, sit down, and get more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Ask the Lord for it to increase, and so you can come away from the ways of this world. But anyway, take care. He's got a preset. Right, bye. Shalom.
Proverbs 3 verse 13. Happy is a man that findeth wisdom, and the man that giveth understanding.
So it says, happy is the man that gets wisdom and gets understanding. Because wisdom and understanding is how we increase our knowledge. And when we increase our knowledge, we can bring it onto our people to show them that the way of this world is wicked, and that being an Israelite is the most beautiful thing that's ever been on this earth. Sister, where are you from, first of all? Like, where's your father from?
My father, my mother, Jamaica.
Oh, from Yard.
Yeah.
Alright. Can I give you a scripture in order why I asked you that?
Yeah.
Get me Numbers 1 and 18. The reason why I asked 1 and verse 18 in the Bible, because we're going to come from everything from the Bible is what we're going to come from.
Book of Numbers 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers.
So that's why I asked you where your father came from, because we, being an Israelite, we do things off of the seed of your father. And did you know that you were an Israelite? But the Lord never gave us Christianity. But can I show you that God even prophesied that we were, can I show you that God prophesied that we were going to be in Christianity? Get me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 61. And get me
64. Deuteronomy
64.
28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So the Lord's going to scatter us. That's why so-called black people, so-called Hispanic people, and so-called American people are scattered throughout all the earth. That's why you see black people in China, black people in Greenland even. Read on.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods.
So in these foreign lands we're going to serve other gods. And what are these gods? With a lowercase g. When it has lowercase g, these gods are idols. Read on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
And isn't the Christian church, don't they worship the cross? And isn't cross made out of wood?
I don't worship cross. I don't worship cross.
So then,
I don't worship cross.
okay, good. But doesn't the Christian church have a big cross in the church? But most of them do.
I don't know. I don't know. I worship God. So I don't know about the cross.
Get me Acts chapter 7 and verse 48. But did you even know that God doesn't dwell in temples made with hands?
Remember God going to the temple.
Yahawashi, who this world really calls Jesus.
Remember he got into the temple when he was on earth.
But read Acts chapter 7.
Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophets.
So the Lord even said that the Most High doesn't dwell in temples made with hands, said the prophets.
Just remember, in the Bible, when God was on earth and he went into the temple, what does he went to the temple? You're just reading somewhat like truth, you guys.
No. Do you know why Jesus went into the temples? Sister, you can't just make a point and then walk away. Anyway, with that, I'm going to give another speaker the mic because I've been up for a bit. And I say, all honor and glory unto the Father, and I say, Brakatah Yahawah,
Brakatah Yahawashi, Brakatah Yahawah, Brakatah Yahawashi, Emmanuel, Shalom, Kol Nasharala, Kol Nasharala.
Honor and glory.